Hello everyone, and welcome back to RDM English Podcast. Today, we're going to talk about something that every English learner struggles with: vocabulary. You've probably heard it many times. If you want to speak English fluently, you need a strong vocabulary. That's true. But here's the real question. How do you actually build vocabulary the smart way? Because memorizing long word lists doesn't work. You might remember a few words for a day or two, but soon, they disappear from your memory. And when you try to speak, your mind goes blank. So today, I'll share how you can build vocabulary naturally, effectively, and smartly, the way fluent English speakers actually do it. Let's start with a small truth. Vocabulary is not about how many words you know. It's about how well you can use the words you already know. Even native speakers use around 2,000 to 3,000 common words in daily life. So the goal isn't to learn every word. The goal is to learn the right words and use them confidently. Step 1. Learn words in context. Here's where most learners go wrong. They pick a random list, 50 new words a day, and start memorizing meanings. But your brain doesn't learn that way. Imagine learning the word commitment. If you only know it means dedication, you'll soon forget it. But if you see it in a sentence, "She showed great commitment to her work," you understand the real meaning and how it's used. That's called learning in context. When you read or listen, notice how words appear naturally in sentences. That's how your brain remembers them long term. So instead of flashcards alone, try reading short articles, stories, or dialogues. Underline words you don't know, look up their meanings, and see how they connect with the message. Step 2. Don't just learn words. Learn phrases. Here's a big secret. Fluent speakers don't speak word by word, they speak in chunks or phrases. For example, instead of remembering just the word challenge, learn the phrase face a challenge. Instead of learning responsible, learn be responsible for something. When you learn phrases, you don't have to build sentences from scratch. Your brain already has ready-made expressions to use instantly. This method also makes your English sound more natural and fluent. Step 3. Repetition is the key. Let's be honest, forgetting is natural. Even if you learn a new word today, you'll forget it tomorrow unless you review it. So use the spaced repetition technique. It simply means reviewing words at increasing intervals, like after 1 day, 3 days, 1 week, and 1 month. Apps like Anki, Quizlet, or even your notebook can help you follow this system. This way, your brain keeps strengthening the memory every time you review. Step 4. Use the new words immediately. Learning without using is useless. If you learn a new word but never use it, your brain thinks it's not important and deletes it. So try this. Whenever you learn a new word, use it the same day. Write a sentence with it, speak it out loud, or include it in your daily journal. For example, if you learn remarkable, you might say, "Today's sunset was remarkable," or "That was a remarkable story." When you use the word in your real life, it becomes yours forever. Step 5. Connect vocabulary to emotions. This is something very few people talk about. Your brain remembers emotions better than information. If a word makes you feel something, you'll never forget it. For example, if you watched a movie scene that made you emotional, and you noticed a word like sacrifice or forgiveness, that emotion will help you remember it forever. So when you learn a new word, try to connect it to an image, a story, or a personal experience. Step 6. Listen, read, and absorb. You can't study vocabulary like math. You have to absorb it. The more English you hear and read, the more words your brain will naturally pick up. Listen to English podcasts, YouTube videos, or short stories daily. Read books, blogs, or news articles that interest you. When you enjoy the content, your focus increases, and learning becomes effortless. Think of it like being a sponge. Just keep soaking in English every day. Step 7. Group words by theme. Another smart way is to learn vocabulary by topic. For example, if you're learning about travel, collect words like destination, journey, luggage, explore, adventure, trip. When words are related, your brain links them easily. This method is especially useful if you want to improve your speaking around specific topics, like business, health, or daily life. Step 8. Learn word families. When you learn one word, you can unlock many others from the same family. For example, from the word create, you get creative, creation, creativity, creator. That's 4 new words from one root. Word families make vocabulary growth faster and more logical. Step 9. Record and review. Make a personal vocabulary notebook or a digital note. But don't just write meanings, write examples. Every week, take 10 minutes to review the words you've learned. Say them aloud, use them in short sentences, and test yourself. You'll be surprised how many stay in your long-term memory. Step 10. Be patient and consistent. This is the most important one. Building vocabulary takes time, not days, but months. It's like planting a garden. You water the plants daily, and slowly they grow. If you stay consistent for even 10 minutes a day, your vocabulary will grow naturally and permanently. So don't rush. Enjoy the process. Now, let me give you a small bonus tip. If you want to make vocabulary learning fun, try using English in your hobbies. If you love cooking, watch English recipe videos. If you love sports, read English articles about your favorite players. When you connect English to your passion, you learn faster, without realizing it. So, let's summarize today's episode. Building vocabulary the smart way means: learn in context. Focus on phrases, not words. Repeat often using spaced repetition. Use new words immediately. Connect learning to emotions. Absorb English daily through listening and reading. Group words by themes. Learn word families. Review regularly. Stay patient and consistent. And remember, vocabulary isn't just about knowing words. It's about using them to express your thoughts, feelings, and ideas confidently. Every new word you learn is a new doorway, a new way to think, connect, and communicate with the world. So start today. Learn one new word, use it, feel it, and make it yours. Because smart vocabulary learning isn't about collecting words. It's about living them. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of RDM English Podcast. If you found this helpful, share it with a friend who's also learning English. And remember, keep learning, keep speaking, and keep growing. I'll see you in the next episode.